Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Andrea Valdez, class of 2006. First off, I want to congratulate the class of 2021. What a year we've collectively had, so kudos to everyone for making it to this point. You deserve all the well wishes. Second, I want to thank Medill for asking me to be a part of this very special commencement as the school celebrates its centennial anniversary. 100 years feels like both an extraordinary amount of time and like no time at all. I came to appreciate the strange perception of time last year as I helped launch the 19th, a new media organization covering the intersection of gender, politics, and policy. The 19th's namesake is the 19th Amendment, which granted many women, but not all women, the right to vote in 1920. 2020, the year we launched, was the amendment's centennial anniversary. It was also the year we saw the most women ever running for the highest office in the land and the eventual election of the nation's first woman as Vice President of the United States. How far we've come, right? But after 100 years, there's still so far to go. Just 26% of seats in Congress are held by women. There are only 8 women governors. And we've still never seen a woman as President of the United States. Again, just a reminder that a lot can happen in 100 years, and that not nearly enough can happen in 100 years. The same can be said of much shorter periods of time. 15 years ago, I left Medill's halls, and in that time, I've learned so much, and I still have so much left to learn. 15 months ago, when I started at the 19th, I couldn't have imagined what I would know by now. And I can't believe it took me this long to figure some stuff out. And 15 days ago, I got some of the best advice I've ever received. Advice so obvious and simple, I can't believe I didn't have this guidance in my life until now. I want to share this advice, which is conveniently packaged in just 6 words, so it should be easy to remember. The first 2 words are, be curious. This one should be obvious and natural for a room of journalists. But see, there are many assumptions we bring with us wherever we go. When I left J School, I assumed I could only be a reporter or an editor. But I started to get curious. I asked, do I have to live in New York? The answer for me was no, I could do all the work I loved here in Texas, my home state. I asked, what does it even mean to be an editor? In my first job out of school, I worked at a magazine, and being an editor meant editing stories for print. When I realized I could be a print editor and a digital editor and a social media editor and an audience editor, that opened up my professional world. Later, when someone came to me and asked, what would it take to start a media company from scratch? Finding out the answer was one of the greatest challenges and achievements of my life. Now I'm asking myself, what does the world of journalism look like for me if I'm not a reporter or an editor? I've taken on a new role working on how to expand audience and bring great journalism to more people. And while I might have exact expertise in what that means, I plan to be curious on the next part of my journey. The second 2 words of advice are stay present. This one can be harder than it sounds, especially for journalists. My first in-person reporting assignment in my career led me to the home of a couple in a small town in Texas who had been married for 80 years. At that time, I'd been married for 1 year, and I planned to interview this couple about how to make a marriage last. Yes, this was for our readers, but it was also for me because I was curious. The couple was not talkative, so I made that classic rookie mistake. I ran through my questions quickly, too quickly. At the same time, I did the worst thing a person can do in any sort of interview. Formulated my next question before the person had answered my first. The conversation felt stilted and unnatural. My mind began to spin out, awash in my anxieties, my insecurities, my uncertainties. To ground myself, I looked around their house. I saw a picture of their family. I asked about it. They started talking, a lot. The trick to a long marriage, they told me, was to take it one day at a time. In short, be present for your partner. The final 2 words are, have fun. This one's not always easy, and it doesn't always feel appropriate, especially in journalism. We look with eyes wide open at some of humanity's worst and roughest moments. It's hard to prioritize fun when you're covering loss and grief and crime and war and hurt. Journalism can certainly be serious business. But here's where I'll do that thing you're not supposed to do in speeches and quote someone else, though perhaps it will help that the person I'm going to quote is Molly Ivins, one of the finest writers Texas has ever produced. As she said, "Keep fighting for freedom and justice, beloveds, but don't you forget to have fun doing it." Again, congratulations to y'all, and may you always be curious, stay present, and have fun.